You've seen the videos, the slow motion jumps, the smiling faces, the cinematic drone shots cutting through clouds and mountains. Everything looks perfect, almost unreal. But here's the truth no one tells you. Extreme travel isn't about what you see, it's about what you feel. And that feeling? It's raw, unfiltered, and sometimes terrifying. The moment before everything changes. There's always a moment, right before you do something extreme. A moment where time doesn't move normally. It stretches. Your heart beats louder than everything else. Your palms get sweaty. Your breathing changes. And suddenly, your mind turns against you. Why am I doing this? Is this safe? I can still walk away. And the truth? Most people do. They step back. They choose comfort. But the ones who don't, they step forward. Not because they're fearless, but because they're willing to feel fear and move anyway. And that decision, that's where everything begins. Skydiving, the biggest misconception. Let's start with one of the most iconic extreme experiences, skydiving. People think it's like falling off a roller coaster. It's not. The second you jump, your brain expects that stomach-dropping feeling. But instead, you feel something completely different. You're not falling, you're floating. The wind hits your body so powerfully it almost feels like a solid force holding you up. Your cheeks stretch, your eyes water, your breath becomes shallow and fast. You're moving at insane speed. But it doesn't feel like falling. It feels like flying without wings. And then, something unexpected happens. Your mind goes quiet. No stress, no overthinking, no distractions, just you and the present moment. And for a few seconds, you're not thinking about life. You're just living it. The silence after the storm. Then suddenly, the parachute opens, and everything changes instantly. The loud roaring wind disappears. The chaos turns into calm. The speed fades into stillness. Now you're just floating, high above the world. And it's quiet. Not normal quiet, but a deep, peaceful silence. You look down. Cities shrink. Roads look like lines. People disappear into dots. And something hits you. All your problems feel small. Not because they don't matter, but because for the first time, you've stepped outside of them. Climbing extremes, when your body starts breaking down. Now imagine something different. No jumping, no speed, just slow, painful movement, climbing extreme mountains. At high altitudes, your body begins to struggle. Every breath feels incomplete, like your lungs are working but not getting enough. Your head feels heavy, your thoughts slow down. Even simple tasks, like walking straight, feel exhausting. Your body starts to weaken, your energy drains. And yet, people keep going. Why? Because something strange happens when your limits are pushed. You stop living comfortably and start living intentionally. Every step matters. Every breath matters. And in that struggle, you feel more alive than ever before. Ocean extremes, when you're not in control. Now take everything you thought you knew about control and throw it into the ocean. Because extreme travel isn't just about the sky or mountains. Sometimes it's water. Deep, endless, unpredictable water. Whether it's diving into the ocean or facing massive waves, the feeling is completely different. You're not just facing height or speed, you're facing something alive. The ocean doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't follow rules. One second it's calm. The next, it's overwhelming. When you're underwater, everything changes. Your breathing becomes your biggest focus. Every inhale feels limited. Every second feels longer. And the deeper you go, the quieter it gets. But it's not peaceful quiet. It's heavy. You feel small, insignificant, and at the same time, completely aware of your existence. Because down there, you don't control anything. You just adapt. Desert extremes. Silence that gets into your mind, nope. Now imagine the opposite. No water, no noise, no movement. Just endless sand. The desert is one of the most underrated extreme travel experiences. Because it doesn't attack your body instantly, it attacks your mind. During the day, the heat drains you, your energy fades faster than you expect, your body feels heavy, your thoughts slow down. And at night, it's the complete opposite. Cold, silent, empty. And that silence, it's different. There are no distractions, no background noise, just you and your thoughts. And that's where it gets intense. Because most people aren't used to being alone with their mind. But in the desert, you don't have a choice. And slowly, you start understanding yourself in a way you never did before. The fear you don't expect. Here's something nobody prepares you for. Extreme travel doesn't always feel exciting. Sometimes, it feels like pure fear. Not loud, screaming fear, but quiet, heavy fear. The kind that sits in your chest. The kind that makes you question your decisions. But here's the twist. That fear doesn't last forever. Because once you go through it, once you push past that moment, fear transforms into clarity. Your brain in extreme mode. When you're in extreme situations, your brain changes. Your senses become sharper. Colors feel brighter. Sounds feel louder. Time feels slower. It's like your brain switches into survival mode. Everything becomes hyper-real. That's why these moments feel unforgettable. Because for once, you're not distracted. You're fully present. Why people become addicted to this? Here's the question most people ask. Why do people keep doing this? Why jump again? Why climb again? It's not just adrenaline. It's something deeper. In normal life, your attention is scattered. Phones, notifications, stress. But in extreme travel, everything disappears. You can't scroll your phone in freefall. You can't overthink when you're climbing a cliff. You're forced into the present moment. And once you feel that level of focus, normal life starts to feel less alive. The moment you realize you changed, after it's all over, you don't return the same. Not in an obvious way, but in a quiet, powerful way. You start seeing things differently. Problems feel smaller. Fear feels manageable. Because deep down, you know something now. You know what it feels like to face fear and move forward anyway, and that changes you. Extreme travel is not always beautiful. Let's be honest. Extreme travel isn't always aesthetic. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. It's exhausting. Sometimes you're cold. Sometimes you're scared. Sometimes you regret it in the moment. But then, there's that one moment. That 1 second where everything clicks. Where fear disappears. Where time slows down. Where you feel completely alive. And suddenly, it all makes sense. The loneliness of extreme experiences. Here's something people rarely talk about. Extreme experiences can feel lonely. Not physically, but emotionally. Because when you go through something intense, not everyone understands it. You try to explain it to others, but words don't capture the feeling. It's something you had to live, something you had to feel. And that creates a strange distance. But at the same time, it creates a deeper connection with yourself. When things don't go as planned. Not every extreme experience goes perfectly. Sometimes weather changes. Sometimes things get delayed. Sometimes fear hits harder than expected. And sometimes you fail. You don't reach the top. You don't complete the jump. You turn back. But here's the truth. That doesn't make the experience worthless. Because extreme travel isn't about perfection. It's about growth. And sometimes turning back is the bravest thing you can do, the moment you start craving more. After your first extreme experience, something changes. You start thinking about it again. Not just the highlights, but the feeling. That raw, intense, alive feeling. And slowly, you start craving it. Not because you're reckless, but because you've discovered something rare, a version of yourself that only shows up in those moments. What it actually feels like. So, what does extreme travel really feel like? It feels like losing control and finding yourself at the same time. It feels like fear turning into freedom. It feels like chaos, followed by peace. It feels like standing at the edge of something dangerous and realizing you're stronger than you thought. And maybe that's the real reason people chase it. Not for the views, not for the videos, but for that one rare feeling. Hat reminds you you're alive. If this video made you feel something, if even a small part of you imagined being there, then don't forget to hit like, because it tells the algorithm you want more real, powerful content like this. And if you're someone who wants to explore not just the world but yourself, make sure to subscribe, because this channel isn't just about travel. It's about experiences hat change the way you see life. And trust me, this is just the beginning.